I'm trying to post a link to my live on my, so I've got my live on my iPad this time, and I'll get in and post the link on my channel. So, oh, there we go. There we go. Mm. Mm. Okay, well, I'll start. It is a few minutes early. Um, Turn down my volume. Um, well, it's just 4 minutes, so maybe I'll wait. Um, I had a couple people that missed my last live that wanted to be on it, so I went ahead and started this early. I'm doing this backwards. I normally do my lives on my iPhone. I'm using my iPad this time. Um, and Ryan and I came down to Grand Junction to get the stuff we need for our I thought my husband was going by. Our New Year's Eve day, New Year's Day meal. I had the black eyed peas and I have the potatoes, but I needed greens, and I haven't picked those up yet. I'm going to go to the market after this. So, and I don't really want there to be any lag time, so I'll just yak until I see some people on here. But so we got, I had to get ham. Um, and what else did I have to get? I was going to make Irish soda bread. Um, this year I gave my bread maker to my daughter-in-law that lives down here. She's gotten big into bread. And I forgot about that because I normally make a recipe in that for. So, anyways, I'm not going to make homemade bread. So I bought some, well, at Sam's in the bakery. I was going to get croissants, but I ended up getting little naan breads. So they look good. And then we're going to have the black eyed peas with the ham in it and greens. I do spinach and collard greens. I mix them. And I also do fried potatoes. So the way I serve them is I put the fried potatoes in the bottom of the bowl, then a couple scoops of the black-eyed peas, and then the greens on top. So anyways, and I've been out, it's, we've been down here since 8 a.m., right about that time. Um, and so Rye's been playing at the park for like the last half hour. I wanted to wear her out. She's sitting next to me. I'm sure she'll sit up here in a minute. I don't want to move the iPad because it's precarious where it's sitting. It almost doesn't fit on this dash. So I did do a live in my truck with the iPad. When I had my iPhone 14, I couldn't get the live to go on it. I did it on the iPad and it worked, and it was one I had scheduled. So anyways, we're still early, still got a couple minutes, so I'll reply back on my phone as I see them up here. I had this on. There we go. Live chat. Yep, there it is. Okay, it went off for some reason. So I've replied on there, or commented on there. Yeah, we're winding down on 2025. So I've got some really good ideas. I'll keep rambling until this starts. I've got some really good ideas for 2026, and I'm going to post every day. I'm going to do more lives and less videos. I'm going to try that. Probably have like a set time of day. Maybe not every day. Maybe like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Go live. Maybe do videos Tuesday, Thursday. The weekends are iffy for me. If we go anywhere and go up in the mountains, I don't have service, so I can't do lives. I really want to drive over to Cedar Edge, and I would like to do that as a live, but I'm going to have to record it and then post it as a video because there's like a half an hour at the top at the Grand Mesa. There's no cell service. My truck had Wi-Fi, but it even glitched with that. I did a video last year up top. I think I went up there when it snowed, or fall colors maybe, with some snow that had fallen. But yeah, so I won't be able to do that as a live. I could do Cedar Edge as a live, like a live and drive. I like doing those and driving through cool little towns and showing them to you. And that's hopefully where we get to move to. We keep going back and forth, and my husband is not really wanting to leave Colburn since he's third generation. That's the only draw, because neither one of us, and I'm not dishing our town at all, but we just don't care for it anymore. We don't care for the climate, without getting political. it's just wonky right now, and that we have so much changeover in our town hall. We don't even have right now. We have an interim mayor, but we don't have a real mayor. Um, we have 5 board members and 3. One got recalled, and then one's retiring or quitting. I think he's just going to quit. So there's 3. We have no town attorney, no town manager, and no town admin that answers the phone and where you go in and pay your water bill. If you live in town, you get water and sewer hookup. So, and legit reasons why we're not keeping these people. It's just toxic. It really is. So, yeah, I would just like to leave. We've been there. Hello, if you're on here. I'll see all my messages. So welcome to the live chat. Introduce yourself. Say hi. I'm just yakking until some people get on here, but let me know who's on. So, anyways, yeah, I'm just kind of over the town. I've been there too long, and it's time. I know we can't move too far away because my husband's business right now. He wants to work 2 more years, so we'll see how that goes. And but he also, hunting season is over. technically in 2 days, the end of December, there is a lake cow season that goes through January 15th in Colorado, but nobody, well, once in a rare occasion, somebody will drop off a cow hide and get that tanned from that season. But there's literally no bucks and bulls coming in, or even, sheep or moose or any of that stuff, because those seasons are over. They're already in for this year. So, in case you're wondering, I'm sitting at Long's Family Memorial Park. Ryan and I got here, a little after 10. So we had about 45 minutes to play. I wore her out. She's sleeping right now. But yeah, I wanted to walk around and let her play and go potty. And so she's had a good drink and a good rest now. So, and some snacks. And she didn't even eat all her snacks. She's so tired. So, anyways, my little sidekick. She goes with me in the winter. Rye goes everywhere with me, to town or anywhere. I mean, if I grab my keys, the dog's with me. So she kind of knows in the summer I don't take her as much just because it's hot. If I'm coming down here and I'm Instacarting, I don't bring her. It's too hot. I can't leave her. Can't, I mean, I could take her in, but I'm shopping for other people, and So, anyways, but once it cools down, and truthfully, it didn't cool down here until this last really 5, 6 weeks. So, hello, introduce yourself. Hey, Zay's wife, hello. So, did you get where you're going, or are you still driving? I'm just rambling. I know you were in Denver the other day, so you must have been headed, back home? I don't know your story, but let me know where you're at now. I'm doing the live on my iPad. I brought my dog down to Grand Junction, and I had to run some errands and get stuff. Oh, North Carolina, and that's where you live, right? So, so you must have been on a holiday? Oh, you live in Oregon. So what are you doing in North Carolina? Just a nice winter trip? Well, that's cool. I'm reading my comments on my phone because they won't stay on the iPad. They keep leaving. I keep saying, yes, show. And then the minute I look up, they're gone. So I'll just, oh, wow, cool. So you really are looking at houses, because you said that the other day on John's. North Carolina's nice. We have, we're in Colorado, in Western Colorado, involved in the hunting community. My husband's a taxidermist, and a lot of hunters come from North Carolina, more than South Carolina. We have a few, but North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Ohio, they all love coming up to Colorado to hunt. So we host them even. We actually set up big hunting tents. I cook, my husband guides. It's fun. So you're watching his live right now too. Yeah, I'm not on his, obviously. I wanted to do one more live this year, and tomorrow I've been asked to babysit the 9 and 7-year-old grandsons that live down here, so their mom can go. She has a business cleaning houses, and she got a big job, that big enough where she's taking her best friend. But I'm going to watch the boys, and I don't film them. I never have. So they're 9 and 7, so we'll spend that time. Yeah, it is nice. I enjoy spending time with the two here, and then we have an 8-month-old over in Denver, and a 15-year-old. Those are all boys, and then a 15-year-old granddaughter in Longview, Washington. So if you're from Oregon, she's very close to Portland. In fact, she drives to Portland to fly. She's like an hour. What is Longview? It's just right there on the Columbia. My husband is from Wenatchee, Washington originally, and when he divorced his ex, she moved back up there. He has 3 kids, and the oldest one stayed with him. He was going to be 17, but the other 2 were like 12 and 14. So they went with mom, and they they stayed up there, but now we have the youngest boy is the one in Grand Junction with the two little guys. So, Longview. Yeah, it's pretty there. Um, my husband and I talk every once in a while about moving back there. I could not take. I don't even like the traffic that's in Grand Junction. So our house is for sale up on. I live on top of the Grand Mesa in a small town of 700 people. Oh, okay. So you're very familiar with it. Yeah, Amanda loves it there. She's got a really good job, and she's divorced from the father of the granddaughter. Has been since Emma was 3, I think. So, but she's in a long-term relationship there and doing very well. She loves that town. We love it there too. But I could never do Portland. And when his younger boy that lives in Junction now lived in Seattle, oh my gosh, 8 lanes of traffic. I just stuff I'm not. I don't even like Denver, So yeah. So that's why. So Central Oregon. Okay. So what part did you say? I like Oregon. So I lived in um Idaho in Owyhee County, right on the Snake River. So very close to Nevada and Oregon. I lived there before I moved to Arizona. So early 90s. I was there 6 years. So I think like 89 to 94 or 5, somewhere in there. Because in 96 I was in Arizona. I'd already lived in Colorado, but I'm actually from California originally. I don't admit that too much, but I left when I was very young, as soon as I could get out of there. Um, okay, 4 hours from the border. Nice. Yeah. So, well, kind of Nampa was the big town where we would go shopping, but I would go to Ontario, Oregon too, because there's no sales tax. So, but yeah, and even Boise would shop there too. But I was about 40 miles south of Nampa. So it took me about an hour to get to Nampa on the south side of the Snake River in the Owyhees, right there, the little town of Murphy. Um, so a little tiny town. Um, anyways, oh, that's fun. How's John's live doing? He usually will pop in here even when he's like if he's inside pulling an order, he'll see. He's come to my lives before. My husband is from Central Oregon. Oh, okay. Georgia's nice. So you're a Georgia peach. Huh. Now see that one popped up there, but okay, now they're just delayed, I guess. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I just threw this live in here because I wanted to do the one more this year. And tomorrow is right, isn't tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow's New Year's Eve, so I'll have the boys, and then we're gonna go do something. So I won't be doing that, and then we have company on New Year's Day. I've actually already got a compilation video, I guess you called it, going that'll be scheduled to. I got to fix some stuff on it, but it'll post on New Year's Day. So as a high school, wow, huh, yeah, it's nice. Good friend of mine that's in the. I'm real involved with camping and nomadic stuff. I've full-time RV'd and all that many times. Um, my friend worked in Bandon, Oregon. That was a hard place. Is it Bandon? Yeah, to get to. Um, uh, I mean, I have my grandma was born in Tillamook, Oregon, so I actually still have relatives there. And I've been to Coos Bay a lot and all that. But that Bandon, there wasn't a direct way to get to. I went and saw her once um, when she was working there. She was working at um, have a low battery message on that. So that's not good. I may have to switch this over here. Let me see. Sorry, it just popped up. Not Bend, it was Bandon, right? Bandon, or it was on the coast. She worked at a sanctuary. It was kind of a work camper job. But let me see. I'm sitting in my car because I didn't get to where I wanted to get to before this started. Um, I'll probably have to, yeah, let's see. Hold on here. I'm going to have to, hold on. Put that in there so it charges. Oh, come on. It's not. Can you still hear me okay? I had to take the mic out. It won't, it's supposed to charge through and it wouldn't. I mean, I'm right here in the car. If I have to, I'll switch this. I see somebody else on here too, and I don't know. Had a couple people that have missed my last 2 lives, or last 1 live, and they were on the one before that, and they wanted to be on here today. So, okay, if you can hear me, I won't worry about these. Because I think this has to be plugged in there. So, thank you. Well, thank you for being on here. It's good to get to know you better. So, and such, oh, it's horrible. I mean, I live at 8,000 feet. We have like 4 inches of snow on the ground. We should be, some years we get snow as early around Halloween. We didn't this year. It was still Indian summer through almost Thanksgiving. All the hunting seasons were too warm and animals weren't moving around. We've had a couple snows in late November, right after Thanksgiving, a couple little ones in December, and nothing until like 2 nights ago, and we got snow. I woke up, it was kind of spitting snow at 9 p.m. and then I got up at a little after midnight, and everything was white and big flakes, and then it got windy and it was blowing in sideways. I got up like at 3 in the morning and it was just blowing sideways, but all we got out of that is about 4 inches of snow. And then it's been like 11, like the high where I live up on the Grand Mesa today is like 27, and it was 9 when I left this morning. So it's freezing, so it'll stick around. We're supposed to get more snow Friday. I don't know. Oh, I think I do have to. I have to start my car, I believe. This one doesn't. It's not like my truck. I had a really nice truck I just got rid of, and I'm in the process of getting another one. Okay, there. How's that? Yes, charging. Okay. I might run this for a minute. It's really cold. Well, hello, husband. So what are your names? What are your first names? I'm Janine, Janine. I met John. I mean, I haven't met him, but I get up really early in the morning, and I'm always like just checking out lives for somebody to talk to, you know. And I got on, and he was on really early for some reason, which normally he doesn't get on till later, because, you know, it's, you know, the time change. So I'm mountain time, and I believe, isn't he East Coast? But anyways, somehow I was watching his live, and hey, Jimmy. Well, hello, I'm glad you made it. I'm talking to Sarah and Isaiah, and I know them from another live guy that I follow that does DoorDash. I do Instacart. I was doing it this morning, but it's kind of slow for it's kind of like a Monday normally, but it's slow today. I'm gonna do a little bit more when I have to go to the market to get my stuff, the rest of my stuff for New Year's Day. But well, I'm glad you're here, Jimmy. So Sarah and Isaiah, am I saying that right? Isaiah, because I know an Isaiah, and it's don't, Isaih, I think. Maybe I've been spelling it wrong. It's my friend's grandson who's like a teenager now. But, yeah, so Jimmy is also, I met him, how, did I go on one of yours or you came? I can't even remember now. You came to one of, oh no, I commented, Jimmy, on one of your rants. And, yeah, it's funny because you feel like you know people because you've chatted with them so much. Jimmy and I think a lot alike. So, well, thank you, Sarah. But, yeah, people always call me Ruby or Lil Ruby, but my name's Janine, so it's actually Janine. My dad named me, and he pronounced it that way. He wanted his daughter to have a French name. I guess we aren't French. My mom was 100% Irish, and my dad was Scotch-German. But he wanted me to have a French name. My mom named the boys, and he named me, but anyways, nobody ever called me Janine except my dad. So, but anyways, yeah, that's how he pronounced it. So, cool. Well, there's a few on here. Yeah, I didn't schedule this, Jimmy. You know, every time I schedule, and then I go on and click on the link, I either have no sound, or it glitches, or I have to get out of it and start a new live anyway. So I think, you know, like John, this guy that we know that DoorDashes, you know, he just goes live, you know. A lot of people I follow in the nomad community, they just go live. They'll post a thing, I'm going live in 5 minutes. It's like, okay, you know. So, you know, that's kind of cool. But that to just do it that way, because every time I schedule it and you hit the link, it might take you there, but with me, especially when I'm trying to, like, I've got the main live on the iPad this time, and I'm reading comments. Well, YouTube has been weird, and I didn't realize. Yeah, I guess my channel seems like I hate everybody and everybody. Huh. Oh, no, you don't. I didn't take it that way. Rants are just rants. You know, you could be good rants, bad rants. No, I didn't take it that way. But yeah, well, when I told John came on that live where there was 9 minutes of silence, and I can't cut it out. I think I could save it on my computer, pull it back into CapCut, cut the 9 minutes off, and start it where the video, where the sound started. Jimmy, you were on that one. And, but he had one the same day. He had one just like that. I kept doing that too, closing it, opening it, because you can get right back into your own live if you do it pretty quick. And, you know, and of course, when you don't have 1,000 subscribers, the only way you can do a live is the way I'm doing it, which is going down to the bottom of YouTube and hitting the little plus sign, going live, and either scheduling it or just going live, and title it real quick. It throws up that one picture of me standing in front of Lil Ruby, and then I always go back in and change it. But to get the live going, you know, you have to give it a title and a little description. Go public, or say you want to go public, otherwise no one would see it. I don't know why you'd have a live private. I don't get that, because I don't think anybody would see it unless maybe that's probably if you you would have to send the link. That makes sense. But yeah. But anyways, yeah, so that's the only way I can go live now. And John's the one that told me that, because I was doing it another way through Steamlab like a year ago, and I deleted all those because they were so dang glitchy. I had my first live did really good, like March of last year, a couple months into doing the YouTube. And then I did I was doing every other week. So I had them all the way up to June or July. There were 6 of them. I deleted all 6 because my voice would be glitchy, and then all the comments, and so all you hear on the video part was, huh? Oh, sorry, I ended up writing everything. Also, when you're writing everything, you don't hear it on the video. So they were like, what is this? So, they're really easy to do, Jimmy, and I can walk you through it, because to me, the lives have helped my channel grow, because like in this case, you know, like Zay's wife, and so her husband and her, they were on another live I saw them on, and then they came to mine. You know, lives do, I think. So I'll tell you guys, I'm up to, let's see, oh, let's go this way. I have, for the month of December, I've got 42 subscribers since the 1st. I've been getting in, what, it's the 30th, so that's more than one a day. Now, they haven't been every day, but some days I've had 3 or 4. So, but it's averaging out to over one a day, because I started this month with 88. Then I had 89, then it went back to 88, and then I went to 94. As soon as I started, like that first live, I got 6 people. That's probably the best one. I think I had one where I got 5. But, yeah. So, anyways, yeah. I bet, yeah, if you went from Oregon to North Carolina in how many days? 2 days? Oh, Jimmy, no, you know, I was going to mention this too, and I don't know about you guys. So John and I have been on YouTube. My original channel was like back in 09 or 08. We were in a band, and I played drums. My husband plays bass. I have carpal tunnel. I can't even hold drumsticks anymore. I haven't played in 5 or 6 years. Sold my drum. But we had the band had the channel, but I was the one putting up the songs and stuff. The lead singer passed away in 2014. And it was a classic. I'm a classic rock girl, totally rock music, classic. But this was classic country. So Johnny Cash, you know, and Ian Tyson, and, you know, just some really good old country songs. We played at Vega Lodge up on the Grand Mesa. We had a set gig. We went to Nashville. We got to play. We won a contest here at the fairgrounds and got to go there and open in Nashville. That was fun. That was in 2013. In 2014, the lead singer went to work and had a heart attack. In 2015, the mandolin player didn't wake up, had a heart attack. And in 2016, the guitarist, the rhythm guitarist, got cancer. So boom, boom, boom. It was down to me and John and Archie, a guy that was getting ready to turn 80, and he did all the Johnny Cash songs, and he was more rhythm guitar. And Archie got COVID and passed away. So anyways, but what happened before Archie passed away in 2020, it must have been 2019, the widow of the lead singer was really mean to me about the page. It was my page, and basically said if I didn't take it down or turn over all the content to her, that she was going to sue me. So I took that one down. In the meantime, I had one with dogs. I very much into holistic dogs food. I make my own dog food for my dogs. And my friend was into obedience. We started one together. And that one probably started in 2010. Well, in 2016, T and I had this huge blow up. And the reason we did is because she was screwing around on her husband and wanted me to keep quiet when I caught her, and I didn't. I told him that was the right thing to do, because he's my friend too. And anyways, so that page is no longer up there. So yeah, anyways, but so John has this is a long answer to that. John has his own YouTube channel, obviously, but he doesn't post on it. He's only on there for content. He's never wanted to post on it. He knows I always have, and so he knows I have something, but the funny thing is he's never been on my page. He never asks about it, you know, and I don't know if it's because we both were married before. We were both 40 when we met, and I don't know, and I don't mean this is bad, but we do our own thing. I've been very independent. I go camping by myself with my sisters on the fly, and Yeah, see, and John's that way too. John's more of an introvert. He is not me. Um, now he'll do his picture and stuff, but mine seems to slow down almost to a crawl. Yeah, I would do some lies. I'll show you how to do them. It's been so weird going from 2.5 days. Wow. So real quick, Zays, are you looking at houses then? Are you in North Carolina to look now before you move? Yeah, I know. And, you know, I try to be authentic. I'm not doing crazy stuff. I don't do the AI stuff. I keep getting, you know, you watch all these gurus and they're always saying, well, one of the things they tell you is don't tell your friends about your channel because you don't want them on your channel. You want your channel to attract people with like interests. But John would have my like interests, except I do a lot of the solo girl camping stuff. And of course he isn't into that. No, I'm a hunter. I don't even have that on my channel. That's not where the direction I want to go. When I started making playlists, I kayak and I bike and I dog. And there's Rye. There she is. Oh, hi. Hi, sweetheart. And I cook and I cast iron cook. But I didn't want to make too many playlists because you start getting out of your niche, however you pronounce that word, and it really hurts your channel. And I've seen that. So I've tried to go back in the last 3 months, now it's growing again, back to the core thing of camping and dog travel, but mostly in a vintage camper. So, and I won't do the AI stuff, but I keep getting told by people to do it, and I'm not going to go that route. It's going to be authentic me. I do that, I say it in my description that it's me doing me at this time in my life. You know, it's who I am now, and you know that's how it's going to be. So, oh, well, I hope it doesn't keep glitching. It's been better on the iPad than for the iPhone, and I don't understand this new 17 yet. I've only had it, this is the 3rd week, but it just seemed to be doing something weird with these lives, so I think I'm going to keep doing them on the iPad. But yeah, I just, you know, I just feel like, I think that's helping too, because I was trying to read scripts at the beginning, and I don't do that. I get it in my head what I want to say, and then I do the video, and sometimes I'll do a second, I'll add to it sometimes the next day. That I haven't done that in a long time. But what I have been doing now is when I post the video, if there's something I forgot to say, I go in and make a comment and pin it, and then say it there. Trying to open discussion. That's what I want to really start getting more of, is comments. Because I think comments, okay, good. But I do think commenting, and I think going on other people's lives and commenting, and you getting seen, because I've gotten Jimmy, and that's how I got Zay's wife, and your husband's channel or name is Zay's Disability. Now, yeah, see, me too. And I found out the more I comment, the more people say, oh, let's go check out her channel. That's helping. So I actually, in the morning when I'm sitting there having coffee, and I get up way earlier than my husband, and it's quiet time, I barely put my thing on, and I do this, and I go on, there's a gal, she's on John's every once in a while, Jody. You've probably seen her, Zays. And I'm sorry, I call you Zays because I know there's 2 of you. But Jody Genealogy, and she's a friend of mine. She subbed to my channel because she saw me commenting on John's, and you guys came that way, and I went to hers that way. And I actually think that's how I found John, his Driving Daily channel, because he has 2, and I was on the other one. I didn't even know he had Driving Daily, and so I was on Project, whatever the other one is. He doesn't post as much on that because he's doing these lives all the time on his DoorDash channel. Yeah, but that's how, you know, there's like this community of people that go on lives. But I literally, because I have to keep the volume so low, in the summer I go outside with my coffee, but not when it's 11 degrees. So, So I'm sitting in my living room and I'm listening, and I comment, and I go on. And Jody's is one. And there's a bunch of, I do like following storm chasers. So there's Big Rig Guy, and then there's John McKinney. He's a really good storm chaser in Nebraska. And so I've got people that are following me from Nebraska that are on his channel because he's out there storm chasing anytime there's a storm. Most mornings, if it's winter, and during tornado season, he was doing tornadoes. So yeah, I do too. I don't like the AI, not in this, and I don't think it's really fair for us that they're fake. And the other thing I don't like, I watched a whole video last night on a subject. I clicked on it, and I'm about 5 minutes in and realized she's reading off of somebody else's, like she had this she even said that. And I won't bash her, she's somebody I follow, but I clicked out of it. It's like, no, original, do your own content, Yeah, I make a few notes. I do make a few notes. They're usually on my phone. Yeah, I'm no Walter Cronkite either. And I don't pretend to be. But I really think the people I like to follow, especially like in the nomad camping full-time RV community, they're just out there sitting under an awning with a beer or a cup of coffee, and they're just chatting with you. And that's how I am. And I don't have no trouble. I'm very extroverted. I have no trouble talking. So, I'll never live in a state that has tornadoes either. Hurricanes are bad enough, and I think you'll have some of those in North Carolina, but not tornadoes. I came from California, earthquakes. I would rather live there. I would live anywhere than having something come out of the sky at me. Now, eastern Colorado can get them. We've had a few fingers around here before. Very rare, but we're not, tornado alley. My middle niece lives right in smack in the middle of Wisconsin. She's right at the upper end of Tornado Alley, and I tornado track because of her. And she works nights. She'll be at work, and they all have to take cover. Then she's worried about her dogs at home. She has a basement, but when she's not home, they're not in the basement, But yeah, been some scary times. But yeah, I do make notes. I'm going to talk about something probably the first couple days into January that I've already started an outline for. And I did that, Jimmy, for my video about being alone but not lonely. And then I still forgot stuff, and then I mentioned that. The word I was trying to think that day was solitude, because I feel like you can choose to be alone, and that's not lonely. If you choose it, you're choosing solitude. And that's key for me. I get to the point where I can't be around a lot of people. I don't Black Friday shop. I don't go shopping when there's a lot of people. I don't like a lot of traffic. I just like it quiet. I like nature. And hi, baby. Hi. I keep thinking you're on the phone, but yeah, there's my girl. There's Ryan. Huh. And but yeah, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Oh, but so I do cherish my solitude. It's not alone. It's me choosing to go camping, to get to my big camp out with 30 other ladies and Sister on the Fly, or 100, like what's going to happen in Quartzsite here in a couple weeks. And we'll all be out there cast iron cooking and doing a competition, and it's huge. And it's okay for 4 or 5 days, but then I will move my RV out away from that group. That group that it's on Martin Luther King weekend, and I'll go camp out for a few days out by myself. It's good for her too. She's a very reactive dog. She's a very good dog, but she's very reactive. She's a blue heeler, and yeah, she reacts. She doesn't like people coming up to the RV and knocking on the door. So when I'm with any of my groups, let me come to you. Let me come to the fire pit with her, but don't come up to the trailer unless I have her outside and somebody wants to see Ruby on the inside, But he loves the snow. Yeah, see, I love the snow. I love it so much. I want to move to Alaska. To me, that's what no neighbors. I mean, I'm not talking we're going to live in Anchorage. We had property there. We didn't do anything with that. Got involved with a fishing thing in Ketchikan and ended up getting more into southeast Alaska, but we like Talkeetna. We had property at Trappers Creek, which is right there at the base of McKinley, real close to Denali National Park. Center, right below the Brooks Range. We're hunters, so of course there's caribou and moose. And, But anyways, but my husband will never move there. We actually talked to a mover in November of 2019 to put the house on the market in March of 2020 and have shipping containers haul our stuff up to Anchorage until we could get up there after the house sold. Well, 2020 was COVID and the border shut down. And at the end of 2020, his youngest son from Seattle ended up moving here to Grand Junction with, at the time, a 4-year-old and a almost 3-year-old little boy. And of course, we don't want to leave those grandkids. So, yeah, you've had nice RVs, Jimmy. Well, that would be a good rant. Yeah, it is. I'm a boondocker, so I don't go to full hookup places. If I'm traveling and it's cold and I want to run heat or something electric, I'll plug in for a night. I don't go anywhere and hang out at a resort. So, he didn't like it. See, I've been camping supposedly since I was 2 months old. So, yeah, I just love it. It's my favorite thing to do. But away, like I like to hike, and we have dogs, and my husband does like to camp, but he camps because we're hunting. So that's how his mindset is. To him, it's not the fun thing. It is, somebody said there's a thing that goes around to RVing is spending $1 million to live like a homeless person for the weekend. It's not that bad. But I enjoy that, and I have gadgets, but I also, because I'm into the vintage, and I do vintage trailer rallies, which I haven't done in, I did one like a year and a half ago, was the last one I did. When my mom died, I got all messed up. I had to cancel that summer. But anyways, yeah, I collect vintage stuff, but I use it in my vintage. It's not just a prop, so... And I'm proud of that. And that's if you're into the trailer rallies. And that, sometimes I'll have power, but I'm solar. I have solar Blue Eddy power stations. And I don't have solar on the roof of Ruby yet. I will have, but I'm going to do new skins from the front to the back. And I've just been waiting till we move because I want to do it. My husband will help me on that. But I'm not going to take it anywhere. I have a dent from the people that I bought it for. It must have backed into a limb on the back. And there's a little dent on the front that I fixed with Bondo before I painted her. And I want to just get those. I want to use the sides, but I want to get all new front to rear metal. So, Jimmy, there's Sarah and Isaiah. If you want to say hello to your guests in here. So, Jimmy lives in Colorado Springs or close to Colorado Springs? Well, that's pretty much, that's a lot. If you're in high school with 4 people, and they're not big enough for that many people. So, yeah, and with the solar, that's huge, Solar is so opened up, being able to go out, and like in Quartzsite, where I go, there's things down there called long-term visitor centers, long-term visitor, they're LTVAs. So you can camp there. You can actually go down there September 15th through April 15th for $180 for the whole time and go boondock out in the desert. Well, one, I don't stay that long, but also I don't like to camp around a lot of people. So then there's all these BLM areas around. My favorite in Quartzsite, I have 2. I like Dome Rock. It used to be my absolute favorite, but I've become halfway to Yuma. Well, not halfway, about a third of the way to Yuma. Below Quartzsite is Roadrunner BLM area, and you can go way out by the foothills, and then you're real close to the Kofa Refuge area. You're close to the Palm Canyon hiking and stuff. I'm close. I take my kayak, so I can go down to Mitri Lake and kayak. It's great for having her, And I just like to be away from a lot of people. But the solar has so opened up all that. So, well, enjoy your lunch. I can't run this much longer. I have to be somewhere at noon, which is just around the corner. But thank you to both Isaiah and Sarah. And yeah, thanks for being on my live. It didn't end up having a bunch. See, I've done some last minute and had 168 people, and then I've done some that has 2 or 3, which is fine. But then I schedule them, and I only ever get 2 or 3. So it just seemed like most of the time doing this, I don't know, until you can do lives the right way when you have 1,000 subscribers. And Zay's wife, you don't have content, right? I believe I checked out your channel. Sorry about that.
You have an
potential spam. But anyways, enjoy your lunch, and no content. Yeah, I remember going to yours. When people start interacting with me, I always go check out their channels, and then I subscribe. And if people subscribe to me, I obviously subscribe back. So, but a lot of people don't. See, that's how I was too. Other than the music channel and the dog channel, I was only on YouTube for content because it's my entertainment. I've been on YouTube since 2009. I wished I'd started this channel, camping way back then. But yeah, but it's good. So, it's all good. I'm having fun, and I think, Jimmy, you're having fun, and it's fun to do the content creation. It's artistic to me. So I don't paint, I don't crochet, I don't craft. I don't have time, but so this is my creative outlet, and I like it for that. And I wasn't going to worry about getting monetized. I was just doing this to eventually tell the whole family. Oh, I wanted to mention that. They tell you that you don't tell your family. So none of my family know about if they ever catch it, I'll say, yeah, I've been doing it for a year and a half. It's a year and a month right now. But they don't watch my content. They're not into that. None of the kids are into the camping. They do it for hunting, John and his sons, but they don't follow me. My one daughter-in-law here is always saying, oh, I want to go on some of your camping trips with you that are the women-only things that we do, and she never has time, so. Well, and yeah, you're in Colorado Springs, so cool. Well, it's actually been on, I got on a little before 10, so, and I'm in Grand Junction right now. I'm at the park. But I got to go to City Market, and I actually got to pick something up for my husband at noon first. And then hit City Market. And then go home. I'm not going to come down tomorrow. Well, I got to babysit, but I think they're bringing the kids to us. I got to babysit, so that's why I wanted to do the live today. I don't know if you were on then, Jimmy. I was going to do a live tomorrow morning, and I got to babysit my grandkids that are 9 and 7. And I have never yet, obviously, they're not on the channel. I have them on for Spirit of Halloween. We walked into Spirit, and I blocked out their heads as we were walking in. And then they were trying on all these masks for Halloween, so I took pictures of them that way. I did that at Halloween, but yeah. So, well, thank you both. I think I'll go ahead and end this. I appreciate the back and forth. And I think, we get to know each other better on lives because it is back and forth. So I appreciate all the comments. And my iPad was going dead, so I don't know if you were on then, Jimmy, but I had to start the car. So it needs a new battery. Well, it's actually probably time for a new iPad. I love this one. But anyways, thank you guys for being on my live. And no, I'm glitchy. Did I just freeze? It's frozen on my iPhone. Anyways, thank you for being on my live, and I'll do one maybe on the 2nd. That'll probably be my next live. I could throw one up if I end up not babysitting or we don't have the boys all day tomorrow, but I try to do stuff with them. So anyways, I enjoy those two. Well, I never had kids, but these two boys here are my buds. Um, even over my husband, they love they call me Nene because they have a Nana, my husband's ex, and they have Papa John, but I'm Nene, and they're my guys. So, anyways. All right, well, I'll say bye for now then. Thank you for being on the live. And I'm going to go ahead and, because the iPad is, I don't know that it's charging. I got the car running, but it's still showing low power. So I'll probably lose you anyway. So, all right, take care. And happy New Year's Eve if I don't do another live. Happy New Year's Day. And, yeah, we'll go from there. So, bye for now.